Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in for another one of my videos. Today I was kind of excited because I wanted to show you this short film that we did. Not the entire short film, but just the fight scene. It was a fun fight scene to do. There's a lot of challenges involved with it. I'm not going to take too much of your time. I just want to get you through the video, but please stay tuned for after the video, and I'm going to talk about the backstory behind the shoot, some of the challenges that we faced, how we managed to fix it, and get the video done. If you guys liked it, please show it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and please, leave comments in there. I'll do my best to respond to you guys, and we can talk about the fight scenes and other stuff that you'd like to see. Hey! Okay guys, I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked the fight scene. It was a lot of fun to do. I'm not sure if you noticed a few of the things that I put in there. So first of all, Susan, who is the actress, she plays the one who's kind of leading this revolt against aliens that have taken over the planet and stopped humans from being able to listen to music, because music is life. Anyway, Susan was very good friends with Bruce Lee. And I did not know that until I showed up on set, and we were in the dressing room just chatting before we had to start filming. And so apparently she was working as a nurse on the container ships in Hong Kong. Her best friend was an actress, and she was working on a movie with this guy named Bruce Lee. And so one day her friend asked her on set, so she goes on set to visit her, and Bruce Lee sees her for the first time, walks up to her and says, introduces himself and says that, look, you need to be in front of the camera. You're gorgeous. So he, fell for her immediately and pushed to get her into the film industry, and she did. But after just a short period of time had passed before Bruce Lee had passed. So she didn't really have that same support, but she got into the industry. She kept busy, kept making movies, did music. And so I thought that was like a really cool story. So I thought, oh, wow, maybe I'll just try to add a bit of Bruce Lee into this fight scene. I did the best I could on a very short schedule. So if you noticed in there, I tried to do the Bruce Lee sidekick, and then have like a little bit of a pose. And then I did the 3 kicks of Bruce Lee. He's also known as Lei Samger, so 3-legged Bruce Lee. And it's basically the front right hook kick, the left roundhouse kick, and then the spinning right back kick. And so he was really famous for this because he'd do it really fast. But anyway, I tried to knock it out really quick to put that in there as kind of like my homage to Bruce Lee. I thought that was really fun to do. But again, very short amount of time. So I told you at the beginning of the video that I would give you some backstory on this fight scene. That's a little bit of the backstory. The other part of the backstory is I had 5 hours to come up with this action. So I have it all in my head what I want to do. And basically, because we didn't have any time to choreograph this. So with the 2 stunt guys, I said, you got experience in shooting action? They said, yes. I said, okay, cool. So I set up the camera for a wide shot on our left, and it was on a set of railroad tracks, right, just to follow us as we did our action. And I had another one that was close in, that was focusing on the action here. And what I wanted to do was like 20 seconds of just this free flow action, but I quickly realized that we couldn't get past like 3 seconds. And the reason is, well, number one is they had very little experience in shooting action, but they're great guys. But the main reason was that the masks that they had got them, they only had like these little holes for them to see out of. So I'm telling them to throw their punches and kicks, and I said, don't worry about it, I'll do the rest. I'll defend them. If you hit me, don't worry about it, I'll just keep going. But they couldn't see me. So like they would punch here, they would punch there, they would punch there, they'd kick there. And I was like, what are you doing? Right? So we couldn't get past it. And like my whole idea of how I wanted to shoot the fight scene went down the can. So I said, okay, forget this. You shoot your drama, telling to the director, you shoot your drama, and then let me rethink how to do this. So then I came back to it. I said, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to break everything down into like 3 to 5 second stages in order to get through this, because they couldn't see anything, basically. I mean, one of them, it got to the point where he couldn't see at all. Like they had to like take off the mask and put a tissue in there to clean it because it would fog up on them. So it was really difficult, but super fun. So I tried to put different actions into that with them. And so we created like different sequences and then tried to put them together. And with the big guy, so I had to fight the big guy at the end that you saw. He's never done any action in his life. He's just like a bodybuilder. And so I said, okay, don't worry about it. I'm going to shoot this in like a montage style. So basically we can cut back and forth between Susan and what's going on and back to you on the action. So we don't have to make the fight make sense going from point A to point B. The middle part can be extracted and we can just be like, okay, here's A, and then now here's B, and then now here's C, okay, and here's the finish. And I was like, okay, so we got like 3 hours left. No, I'm sorry. We took 3 hours to shoot the first part and then 2 hours to shoot the fight with the big guy. And I said, look, you're just going to do this, 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 and this. I'll do the rest. Let's just keep going. We had one take, all right? We couldn't go back for any of these shots and get second and third takes. The lighting was as it was, so difficult. So basically, we had to be happy with what we got. It was to the point where as long as we were within the frame of the camera, okay, let's move on to the next shot, because the sun was about to start rising. So we couldn't go back. We had to finish it because they had other drama that they had to do after the fight scene. So the pressure was intense. It was hilarious, but I loved working under those conditions. And then I said to the guys, like, look, I want to do this one stunt for this fight scene. How much do you weigh? And he was like, oh, about 230. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, because like there's a couple of my students at the gym that weigh about 230, you know, and when we wrestle, you know, I can pick them up. And so we go into the fight, and then I pick him up. And then you see when I slam him down, and then after that shot, he walked over and he said, oh, I'm sorry, I made a miscalculation. I actually weigh 255 pounds. And I just laughed. I was like, yeah, I kind of felt that when I picked you up. Something else that's quite funny involved in that, the knee. So I wanted to, because I had knee pads on for whatever reason as my character, so I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I slid across the floor as I hit him with the knee? And they're like, yeah, okay, that'd be a really cool idea. You know, so we set it up, and then, you know, I take off, I slide across the floor, but it's just supposed to be a double, right? So basically, how can I show this to you? So, you know, his head would be here, right? The camera would be over here, and then I would just slide past with my knee and be a double for him to get hit in the head. But then as I start sliding forward, he moves into this position, and my knee hits him right in the head. And he collapses down onto the floor. You know, we hold the shot and then cut, and I look over at him. He's just lying down. And so for the rest of the night, you know, he would walk up to me and just look confused. And I'm like, are you all right? You okay? And he's like, well, how would I know if I had a concussion? Next day he called me up and he was fine. But it was hilarious because for the rest of that evening, he was kind of like in a daze. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. It was a lot of fun. I hope to do more. Obviously, we want to get back into doing the big budget films. You know, COVID has really put a halt to that. And even with a couple of the movies that we had done, we're still waiting for them to be released. And hopefully that happens soon. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.